Hey folks, Pickleball Librarian here, and I recently strained my Achilles tendon, so I thought about let's talk about ice packs and getting some healing. So usually when you strain something, when you hurt something, a lot of times you use RICE, rest, ice, compression, and elevation. So one thing I had handy that I've always had for years were these cheap cold hot packs from Mueller. I mean, you can get them at Walmart. They're about $3.50 there. You can probably find them elsewhere, around, $5 or less. And you can see they're extremely affordable. I mean, you can either have them for hot or cold, but I'm going to tell you, these bags are flimsy. They leak after a little bit of time. And what I've done in the past, I've had a couple for cold in my fridge and one that I never mess with except I just use it primarily for hot. I mean, I felt that switching between hot and cold probably put more wear and tear on these bags. And I gotta tell you, these do not last very long. I mean, the gel comes out, it leaks everywhere. And, I wonder if you started sucking on the gel, if it would kill you. It might. So, anyway, I would say, this is great pain relief. And, a shout out to SheShorts. Now, I don't know what kind of plant is on these shorts, but I'm sure this would also help with my pain. So, anyway, when I bought this Mueller product, I actually bought the version that had a hot-cold wrap with it. And you can tell this is an older version than what they're currently selling, but I checked at the store. It's the same exact thing with the pack. Anyway, the wrap they had was an elastic wrap. It wasn't very durable. It actually wore out, and I just don't have it anymore. I mean, it stopped holding up. The problem with an ice pack is when you pull this out of the freezer, I mean, it's going to be extremely cold. It's going to be around the freezer temperature, and once it gets to warms up to 32 degrees, it stays at 32 degrees probably for about 20 minutes. Now the problem with that is there's a chance of frostbite, so you have to have a barrier before putting it on. Since I don't have the nice elastic wrap, of course, there's ways to put something on here and maybe getting a towel and just wrap it up. Don't use a rubber band because you might constrict yourself and all of a sudden your foot turns purple and you have other problems. So no. Anyway, there's also a lot of instructions on this. Here, come in close. You can see what I talked about, the wear and tear. I mean, I don't abuse this. I just put this on my body wherever it hurts. And but you could see the wear. I mean, there's instructions on here, the caution and all kinds of stuff. I love it that they actually have it on the product, which is cool. Anyway, the Mueller hot cold pack. It's only about $5. I mean, it is Pickleball Librarian approved, but it's not the best product out there. The best product I've found is Black Ice. And no, I'm not talking about the wonderful AC/DC album. I'm talking about Black Ice cooling systems. And we'll get to that in our next video. And once again, the Cold Hot Pack by Mueller is Pickleball Librarian approved.